Hi everyone, we are live. You're not going to see much of me as such, but you're going to see what I'm doing, which is the most important thing. So I'm just getting my computer running and getting it up and going. I want it to enlarge and I can't find my mouse for the life of me. So sorry I'm a little bit late. I just needed to scull a coffee. So this is the quilt we did. Oh gosh, we did this maybe 2 years ago. I think we did it as a quilt, like stitch along. This does have a couple of boo-boos in it. I've seen, you know, where some seams are a little bit, you know, iffy. I'm going to fix them up as I go. This has been done with, hi Naomi, hi Pat. This has been done with foundation piecing. It gives you a better alignment of, you know, these lines tend to, because this is one block here, and your lines tend to line up better with foundation piecing. It sort of eliminates that human error thing. You know, these lines are lining up beautifully. You'll find that, you know, coming up through here, these lines will line up nice if they're in line type thing, if they're in that same direction. So this is called stained glass windows. I do have the pattern if you're interested in the pattern for this one. It's only, I think it's 25 with all the papers, and I can also make up some kits. It'll be very similar to what I've got here. Yeah, repeating badly, is it? Okay, Pat, yes, it will be on for watching later, absolutely. So hopefully everyone else other than Pat Kerr's unfortunately got some repeat, like it's got some, maybe if you log out and log back in it might be a bit better. My internet and everything is all good today, which I'm happy about. But yeah, so this pattern is available if you're interested in it, but we're going to quilt it. So to quilt it, you will need to have two other things. You're going to need your wadding and you're going to need your backing. That one, only because it's bright, it's going to hold a multitude of sins, and it's similar in colorway. Wadding I'm using is 100% cotton, and it's a Matilda's. Give me a second, you're going to see my fat head. Let's double check that internet. Yeah, it's the right internet. Not much else I can do about that, but I can do, because it looks like it's a bit fuzzy, so I'll just grab this and we're going to just clean that camera a little bit. There we go. Hi. So let me pop that down so you can. I'm just checking my camera here. Yeah, it's a bit clearer now, it's not so foggy. So what I'm going to do is grab this baby, I'm going to pop it aside for now, and the first thing I'm going to do is grab my backing. Now, because I'm sitting at a sewing machine, not on the long arm, 4 inches bigger, it just needs to be a little bit bigger. So grab your backing. There's a multitude of ways of doing this. This backing is absolutely gorgeous. Over there. And then, probably should have ironed it, but it's not that big a deal. Just going to grab, and I'm just pulling it up this way, and what I'm going to do is, with some masking tape, I'm going to tape the top of it down just like that onto the table. Now, it is big dress if you don't have a available. So once you've got that, I'm just going to move the camera out of the way a fraction. Gosh, there we go, there we go. Coffee out of the way, all that jazz. Do you have the backing fabric and how much? I do. It's 35 a metre, Margaret. How are you quilting? Yes, I'm going to quilt on the jack. Sit down machine, and we're going to do it there. All right. Do have it mat there. I'm just going to move out of the way. 6,000 things in my way, of course. There we go. Just pop that down there. Okay. Good morning, Jen. Oh, yeah, but see, Jen, I might have the short sleeves on. I've got a singlet on underneath, but I've also been running around like a blast fly, so I tend to overheat really quickly. Before I put the wadding down, I'm just going to double check it's going to be wide enough. I did ask Sandra to do it. Oh, it's going to be not wide enough. Sandra, do me a favour. Just cut me $1.80, darling.
$1.80.
Yeah, this is not going to be wide enough. Just from the same one up there, yeah. Could I please have that? Yeah. How much did you need, darling? Yeah, it's definitely not going to be wide enough. So I do have $1.80 that I've cut that I've now got, but I can use that for something else. Let me just restart that. Good morning, Yvonne. Yeah. Going to reuse. Actually cut that into 2 pieces, or cut a piece off the bottom and join it onto the side. That's not a big deal either.
That's $1.75 that piece.
That should do it. Margaret might want some. Don't know.
All good?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you, darling. So trying again. Just stretch it out over the top. Enough to back my... This quilt, you're going to need about $1.80. So just stretch it out again, or don't even stretch, just place it out nice and flat. Again. I don't know about you, but a lot of the time, like I used to do a lot of it on the ground, like to be on the carpet. Got to move some more stuff because it's wider now. All right. So this is directional, but my quilt isn't, so it won't matter so much. Okay, so I'm going to grab, if my quilt was directional, I'm going to have to remember that, because I'm going to have to make sure that I have my quilt and my backing going in. So as I was saying, I used to do a lot of this on the ground. It's all right to get down on the ground, but getting up is another thing with me these days. So I find I can't get up if I do it on the ground. So I've done the top edge, okay. Now I'm going to do the sides. Good morning. Lying on my back here with a bad back. Oh no, Nancy. Just in case, sure, Margaret, maybe, yep. So, captive audience. Pretty much are. Okay. Then what I want you to do, mind you, I do have an absolute plethora of... Do one side. Just one side. Kathy, we're just getting this quilt sorted. Yeah, I don't know why it's freezing. It shouldn't be freezing so bad. So just try and keep your backing in a line if you can. And then tape it down. If you've got a table, tape it down the side of the table, just so it holds down the side. Now, Then we're going to flip to the other side. And what I do with this side is I take pieces of tape. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this very well. Oh yeah, you might do. And I actually, alright, you can do it in lots of little bits, it doesn't matter. It just brings that nice and taut, so those creases come out. You can then go over the top of it with one piece and down the edge of the table. Go off the table. It'll just give it a little bit more stability. This also gives you a chance to see if there's any threads hiding behind it. You don't want those threads in your quilt hiding there. And I'm just going right down the side. Get another piece, overlap. You go through an up edge here. Can go back to Bali, perfect reception. Yeah, I thought it may have been just me. Yeah, no, really freezing a lot. I don't know why. If it keeps it up, I might have to log out and log back in. Are you getting the gist of what I'm saying? That's the main thing. Good evening, good evening, Jimmy. Now get your wadding. Now your wadding has two sides. It has a right side and a wrong side. It's got a smooth and it's got a dimply side. The dimply side goes facing down. So turn it over. This might be a fraction short because we cut it the same as the other one. Okay. Have it up just below the tape line. Don't worry about that little marks and that from dust, that'll come out in the wash. And give it a sort of flattening. It should just flatten out nicely. If it's too small, this is where you get your tape and you can iron on, straight on, while it's here and add it on, which it looks like it's going to be a little bit short either side. So I can cut off a fair bit off there. Hang on, let me find my scissors. And turn the iron on. There we go. Now nothing has been taped as yet, as you can tell. I'm just going to throw the quilt on, just so I can see the length. So I actually haven't measured it, if that makes any sense. So I've got a fair amount that I can take off the bottom here. So I'm going to give it a little bit of leeway. And I'm just going to rough cut that along there. The night, sitting on that little rubber thing, and it did not send the place into fire. So what I'm doing now is I'm just trimming. Looks like it's freezing really bad again. I'm just trimming to make this semi-straight so I can attach the other little bit. If it's still freezing a lot, let me know. Again, with this bit, all I'm going to do is just trim that straight-ish. I try not to use my blade if I can. Sometimes you've got to. Blades can blunten really quickly. And then I'm going to just add on probably maybe one side sort of strip. Make sure that pimply side is down, that's that way. And I might put it on this side because that's the side of the iron. And hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I might pull that over a fraction. Over. There we go. Is it still freezing heaps? Sorry about my head, Fred. I'm just going to overlap it a fraction. You're not going to feel that anyway. And what I'm doing is I'm just getting my wadding tape, and this is where you'll love this stuff. If you haven't used this before, it is your best friend when you're joining your wadding. And just make that straight. Up here, needs to come all the way up. Wait, stay there. I also don't like using glue, like spray glue. I know a lot of people do, and that's fine, but personally I don't. And then get your iron, and mine's all twisted around all these cords, and just iron that down. Side. And line down here. And that'll iron that in. Okay, so they are all in place. Okay, so you can all see what I'm doing. I'll leave it, can't sit. I'll leave, yeah, okay. All right. Now that should make it wide enough for the actual quilt top.